campaign. We are of serving the people. We are of flood politics, getting on the ground and helping people who have lost everything. We are local government. We are the UNC. To come and talk to you about local government where they should have had an election. But they're so afraid, Kamala. They're so afraid, the UNC. The PNM had to run and delay local government election. But they could run. They could run, but they can't hide.
Anytime you bounce up a racist and you hear them running them out.
Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa, let me apologize to you in public. Because Kamala Prasad Bisesa, out of 309,000 people who support the UNC and vote for the UNC, had only 6 senators to choose. And sadly, for one person, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, of her own volition, decided to choose the Douglas to go and battle for her 309,000 people. And because of that, there is a certain fella who feels he's entitled to be in the Senate. He do nothing, he help nobody, he walk nowhere, but he feels he should be in the Senate. And he attacking Kamala because the Douglas there. So Kamala Prasad Bisesa, I am sorry for bringing that stress on you. I see you share a video of our leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa in 2010 talking about Bastio Pandey. And Bastio Pandey said, if you see me fighting a tiger, be sorry for the tiger. Well, Kamala was battling one of the greatest politicians in the history of Trinidad and Tobago in an internal election. And she beat the tiger, she beat the bears. That was not no game. So to compare that to now, when all you done get blow out, I am confused. But from a tiger to a lion, we bring to you a man who as a minister produced more housing for Trinidad and Tobago. He stands as a member of the UNC from youth arm straight up to MP and minister. The member of Orapooch East, bring the lion, Rudal, Moodilal.
Just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life will be much sweeter.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator the Honorable Anil Roberts, our chairman for this evening's proceedings. Thank you. The political leader, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa and Dr. Gregory Bisesa, members of the national executives, constituency executive members, officers of the party, delegates assembled in your thousands this evening, give yourselves a round of applause. I have never seen so many people at this venue, Mr. Indarsingh, since this venue was constructed. This evening we assemble for a meeting of the Congress of our great party to update you, and we want to welcome all of you as far as my eye could see. I am seeing yellow, I am seeing yellow, and I am seeing the UNC family. We welcome as well our listeners and viewers on various social media platforms, radio, television. A special welcome from our heart to our supporters in New York, in Miami, in Canada, Europe, and throughout the Caribbean who are viewing this recording and these proceedings today. Brothers and sisters, today, as we report to you in Couva, Trinidad, we report that our country is going through its darkest days. Brothers and sisters, you read the newspaper, you look at the news. This is a country today where if you are not ducking from bullets, you are dodging from potholes. This is a country today, brothers and sisters, where the children are ducking under their desks from bullets. And the Minister of National Security, Hines, you all know that fella? Hines is a walking advertisement for Valium or Ambien or some other sleeping tablet. He's an advertisement for sleeping tablet. He said He said the children overreacted when they duck under the table. But when they throw water and they beat him and he run for water. Brothers and sisters, in the hospital sector, it flood away. A nurse jumped on an orderly and she taken a piggyback ride while he push a patient through the water. That is Trinidad and Tobago today. And so when we speak about this crisis, we are speaking about issues that affect every single person. Do you know today at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, motorists, owners of vehicles, they line up by the license office in San Fernando. At 2 a.m., they face the criminal elements because they have to go to get a certificate, an inspection, a license, and so on. That is the mismanagement that this country faces today, brothers and sisters. And while we are in the parliament, as David Lee told us, fighting this monster called the PNM, this prime minister without a heart, without a clue, while we are fighting them, there are some, former members, I don't know. We are in the ring fighting, like a heavyweight boxing, and somebody jumping in the ring and like they're biting at we ankle, trying to bite we ankle. Now, if we turn back one lash and we pelt them out of the ring, but we are not doing that. I want to tell these folks, is either you lead, you follow, or you get out of the blasted way. We are on the season. And some people feel, there are some people, leader, they feel they wear a nice, some pinstripe suit, and they took a kerchief in their pocket, and they know the right knife and fork to eat with and thing. That qualifies them for leader. That qualifies for nothing. That is a waste of time. We are the people on the ground in front of the parliament every week. We are in the constituency. We are in the flood. We are with the people day in, day out, fighting. Every week our members, young members, many of them young, come to the parliament and endure the brutality of the PNM. And the others who watch inside, they go behind the keyboard and they punch on 2-3 lines on the keyboard and so on. They do not fight. They do not fight. They have never offered to fight for you. But today, they're making all type of critical statements. Look at the success of this meeting. I have never seen so many people here in my life. So we forget them and move on. We have the team. Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa today stands today with the experience. She stands with the track record. She stands with the vision. She has the policy. She has the program. She has the personnel to rescue Trinidad and Tobago as the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Look at the people who spoke earlier on this platform. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa can form a cabinet by 7 o'clock tonight, and it will be a more intelligent cabinet, a more hard-working, high-performance cabinet than Keith Rowley. Look at that. Brothers and sisters, look at crime, 59 murders in 28 days. Hines sleep away. The police give up on the job. Today, brothers and sisters, under the PNM, the police run out of paper. They give in, when you go to make a report now on an offense, they give you the report for you, they give you your receipt on a piece of copybook paper. That's where the police reach today, brothers and sisters. But today I want to just raise one matter with you before I move on. Police have collapsed under Fitzgerald, Hines, and Rowley. Brothers and sisters, they bought scanner machines, mobile scanners. Do you know the mobile scanners are down? The tire blow away on the scanner truck. So the scanner can't stand for guns, they cannot scan for ammunition, they cannot scan for bullet. You know why? The tire mash up. So we should buy tires now for the mobile scanning machines. Brothers and sisters, give a round of applause to our Calypso genius in our presence, who you will hear from in a few minutes, Lady Gypsy and the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa. And I want to tell you, I hope I'm not in that cemetery she's going to sing about. I hope my sister don't have me in the cemetery. But I know she have others in the cemetery, and you will hear from her in a little while. Brothers and sisters, this morning a report in the newspaper, I have it here. I want to just raise this matter. Vento disappointed as Point Fortin Highway commission of inquiry fails to start. Do you know in July 2019, they appoint a commission of inquiry to investigate the partnership land acquisition in Point Fortin? To this day, it has not started. The chairman say they're not serious, they're not serious. We come into the money now, but they appointed the commission of inquiry. Nothing has happened, no work done. The chairman is quoted in the Guardian today. When they asked him, he's satisfied. He said, no. He said, them not serious, man. Today, I want to ask retired Justice Sebastian Ventor, are you serious? Are you serious? Tell us today, Honorable Mr. Justice Ventor, have you or members of that commission, including legal counsel, collected any monies at all for this commission, in the context that the commission has done absolutely nothing? There has been no public hearing, no hearing at all, no investigation. This government is so incompetent, they cannot build the highway, and they're so incompetent, they cannot investigate the highway. That is the incompetence of this government. But why I raise this is because in the parliament in May 2022, brothers and sisters, there was a meeting of what is called the Finance Committee. I have the report in my hand. May 22nd, 2022, last year. And in this report, under what is called Head 13, which is Office of the Prime Minister, they stated that they had to pay $4.3 million for outstanding fees to the Commission of Inquiry into the highway. But the commission they meet, it fall apart. Nothing is happening. Watch. Nothing is happening. So where did the $4.3 million go to? That is the question. If they have done nothing, $4.3 million they approved in Parliament, and they approve it, brothers and sisters, for outstanding debt. Not to pay in the future, Tim, to pay in the past. Where did the money go? Did they thief it? What did they do with it? You see, Rowley confuses himself all the time. He's saying that brighter days are ahead for the PNM because they want to continue to thief, to squander, but darker days are ahead for the Trinidad and Tobago, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. But brothers and sisters, we are here. The United National Congress is here, and we have the wherewithal, we have the personnel, we have the plan. Every single week on the Monday Night Forum, the political leader outlines plans. 1 week national security, 1 week trade, 1 week health, 1 week education. So don't take the basket and the propaganda that people say, we have no plan, we have no program. If you talk plan and program for 24 hours straight, they will still come and say, where is the plan, where is the program? They don't want to hear. So my message in closing to you today is do not be distracted. Do not be distracted by the PNM propaganda or by those who say they are UNC. Do not be distracted with that. Stay focused. Our party was built on the principles of social justice, national unity, and equality. Stay focused on that, and victory will be ours. Long live the United National Congress. Long live the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Long live our honorable political leader, the Honorable Campbell Society. Thank you, and God bless you.
I had to think long and hard before doing this video. But I'm going to do it to a fella that I speak well with and I tolerate his difference of opinion and so on. Mr. Larry Lala, my brother, you need to stop it. I see you posting up after a successful United National Congress yesterday with thousands of people, with reports to the population, with motions, with excellent camaraderie and family showing strength of the UNC. I see you're circulating a video calling two supporters UNC thugs and attacking Kamala because they interrupted a pundit from giving his opinion and so on, which of course we in the United National Congress do not condone. Everybody should have free speech to be able to talk and so on, but do not call supporters thugs. Understand this, Larry Lala. While we do not condone the behavior, politics is not a game for many. Politics for you may be a game because you're an excellent attorney and you make lucrative briefs, and in your family you have two brilliant people who make salaries and you are comfortable. To some people and many people on the ground, the masses, this is life and death. This is being able to feed their children. This is their children waking up in the morning and looking at them crying hungry and they have no money to feed their children. This is not a game. This is not about a senatorial position for them or being an MP or getting their picture in the paper. For thousands of people, politics will impact their lives and the lives of their families, their children. Many of them have lost loved ones due to violence and crime. Many of them do not know if they will survive this year because they have no jobs. Over 150,000 people have lost jobs. So when people have listened to you, I have listened to you. I've heard every argument you've made. And your arguments are found wanting. I disagree with you. I'm allowed to disagree with you. 95% of the UNC membership or more disagrees with your position. We allow you to speak, yet you are coming here to continue to damage the party when we are in a fight against the most evil prime minister and the most evil government in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. This frustrates the people. So you have to understand, don't call supporters on the ground thugs. Their life experience and their pain is exacerbated because of their position. Don't look at others from your comfortable position up on a pedestal of comfort to play games with politics for little trinkets. This politics thing is a very serious thing. So while we do not ever want to interrupt people from speaking and we do not want to get angry and so on, we, me, I, the UNC, we understand that this is not a game. Many people are dying, their children are starving. So why didn't you share when I, Anil Roberts, Senator, chosen by Kamala Persad-Bissessar to represent 309,000 people, why you didn't show and tell people that I sat down, I greeted the four people, the pundit and those who have a different opinion. I met them with respect and love and reverence. I may not agree with their point, but I treated them with courtesy. I treated them and made them feel comfortable. When you weren't there, they were there. They were brave enough to come into thousands of people knowing that the people didn't agree with them. You and whoever else you came with, the three people, came in the darkness of the night. And now you are trying to promote and attack UNC membership that they're thugs. No, they're not thugs. Was their behavior inappropriate? Yes. But do I understand it? Yes. Because it's not a game for them. It's life and death of their children and their families. You won't understand that because you don't empathize with them. You only think about yourself and what little position and if you could make a front page. That's not what people are about. We are in the fight of a lifetime for our country and for our people. So Mr. Larry Lala, with all due respect, there's your boy Anil talking. Stop it now. You're embarrassing yourself. Really and truly. We've heard your position. We heard your arguments. The electorate heard your arguments. They rejected it resoundingly like never before. So either join and help, use your intellect to build and change policy, improve the party to deal with the PNM enemy, the tyrannical oppressor, the dictatorship, no democracy in Trinidad and Tobago, the mass media that is poisoning the minds of the population with lies. Join and fight for our country. Or, with all due respect, go and join your PNM if that's where you would like to be. But do not call our membership thugs because they are passionate about protecting their families. Do not do that. Do not try to create and exacerbate issues. Politics is not a game. You may be comfortable, but 80% of this population is suffering, is fearful, and the PNM must go. So either unite and help, discuss, argue, give different positions, create a platform, or go your way because you've been heard and you've been rejected. Larry Lala, my brother. Okay? God bless you, you know. Make some noise for True Kaiser! Lady, Gypsy! Not only Rowley politically dead, Small Pin politically dead. Convent Girl politically dead. Al Rawi politically dead. The PNM politically dead. All of them dead. And they kill Kaiso. They kill Soca. And coming to revive Calypso and Soca will be the next speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we prepare for the feature event. We have reached for where we have come from. People in Trinidad and Tobago, live on Jagrity and all social media. I bring to you a former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, a lady who saved people's lives, a lady who got funding for culture, differently able, women, baby grant, built more houses than any Prime Minister in history. Your roads were smooth, culture was respected. Make some noise for the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisasa.
Thank you very much. Give it up again for Lady Gypsy. Let me thank her. UNC family, I want to remind you, yea, though we walk in the valley of shadow of death, we shall fear no evil. And we say, get thee behind me, Satan, because God is great, and God will protect us, and God will take care of us. We always say, put God in front and walk behind. Put God where? In front, and we shall walk behind. So fear no evil. Let not your hearts be troubled. And as I see you here in your thousands, I know the UNC Cup is full and runneth over. Thank you all so much. I want to share with you, you know, I wake up every morning and I say, thank you, God. Thank you for the love of my family. Thank you for the love of my UNC family. And I say to you, what a wonderful world. But there are those who are bent on destroying the wonder of the world. But every day when we wake up, we must never forget that it is a wonderful world, and the duty, the responsibility of the UNC is to make sure that we do not destroy the wonder of Trinidad and Tobago. I call upon you. So today, as we come together as a family, as we share reports, I want to acknowledge that we are not a one-woman team. We are not a one-man team. We are a team of many, of great talent. You listen to some today and there are many others. We could not put everybody on the program today, but you hear them. That's why we have the press conferences 3 times a week, the Monday virtuals. Look, you have a girl named Marsha Walker. That girl always walking on the pavement, always out there protesting. We have the young and the not so young. So I want to know, I want you to acknowledge the great team that we have in the UNC. Deputy leaders David Lee, Rudal Munilal, Jill and John, Chairman Tanku, Deputy Chair Khadija Amin, Policy Officer Sean Sobers, Education Officer Vandana, Research Officer Saddam, Elections Officer Don Sylvester, Treasurer Neil Gosain, Party Organizer Ravi Ratiram, International Relations Nicholas Morris. I know I'm going fast, so we'll give one wrong at the end of the names. Regional Reps Padarat, Robert Zakur, Shanti Budram, Tahaka Obika, Kenya Charles, Kavish, Jensek Peter Kanai, PRO Kirk Megu, Legal Officer Brian Begg, Social Media Officer William Archie, National Campaign Manager Firoz Khan, Chief Operating Officer, none other than the erstwhile Tim Legend Gopi Singh. These are the members of NATEX, but they are joined together with all those of us who sit in the Parliament, the 19 MPs in the House, and the 6 senators who sit in the Senate. Please give all a round of applause. So as I acknowledge all of you are here, UNC family, I want to acknowledge those who, in my respectful view, are the most important persons sitting here and out of this room listening into us. I want to acknowledge my bosses, my true boss. Greg think he's the real boss, by the way. Give it up for Dr. Bissessa. But he knows that my real boss and all my bosses are you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You are the ones. You didn't select me, you know. You elected me. You gave me your votes in the thousands. You elected me and our national executive to lead our very great party, and we will lead right into victory whenever elections are called. To my colleagues, I say to you, MPs, senators, national executive, do not forget our local government councillors and aldermen. Give it up for them. These are our troops on the ground. Whenever we call, they're there, ready and waiting, and they'll be ready whenever the local elections are called to take us into victory. And so I stand before you today as a mother, as a grandmother, as a daughter, as a sister, and as anything else you want me to be. I am your leader because you gave me that right. I welcome all of you who are not members of our party, but who came here today. Please give it up for those who came forward to join us today. And those who could not make it to this venue, who are watching on the World Wide Web, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time to view and listen to this Congress. Again, I say thank you for coming out in numbers today to participate in this very important exercise of our party, where the executive present to you an account for the work that we've been doing. Our plans as we go forward, we share. Ultimately, you are the ones who endorse our direction according to our Constitution. And we are always grateful for your guidance and commitment. And feel free. We are up on websites. We are on my Facebook. We have the General Secretary, the Chairman. We have a Secretariat. We have MPs. We have councillors, centers. Feel free if you have ideas. Instead of going out in public, send your ideas. We welcome every suggestion and every idea for consideration. So I want to address a very important exercise that we have engaged in. This is with respect to UNC outreach. And this is mainly that we reach out to persons who are open to joining with us in the UNC, who may not be affiliated to our party, but they want to work with us. Over the past several months, a team led by our operations officer, Tim Gopi Singh, has had that outreach with persons who want to come in and with persons who are inactive and want to join us. Look, give it up to my young senator. Please stand. A new senator, Mr. Smith, joined us in the Senate, was brilliant in the Senate. He's an economist. Thank you very much for joining the team. So we're having active discussions. The outreach is always there with other entities, with members of civil society, with business groups. Indeed, a team from the UNC on Monday tomorrow, will be meeting with members of various business chambers. That team is led by our erstwhile Deputy Leader, Rudal Murilal, Jillian John, Deputy Leader David Lee. So we continue to make that outreach. Business groups, non-aligned individuals, inactive members. These conversations, I say, were spearheaded and will continue to engage in those. So I'm happy to share this outreach activity that is taking place. These discussions, you will understand, are kept private because many persons fear victimization. Isn't that true? Many people fear this wicked government. We understand that people have to live. They have to take care of their families and employees. So we also try our best to protect them by keeping the discussions private. But I want to assure you, your party has been out there working towards building a working group to make sure we win the next general election. And I ask here tonight, or this afternoon going into the evening, Arima, are you in the house? Barataria San Juan, are you in the house? Point up here. The dragon is here. What about Sapari, are you here? Orput East, are you here? Orput West, are you here? Did I forget anybody? Yes. Faizabad, are you here? Mayaro, are you here? Naparima, are you here? Did I leave out anyone? Kuva North, Kuva South, Caroni Central, Caroni East. Look, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago is here today. Thank you. All the constituencies are well represented by their delegates. What about Shogunas? East and West. Toko Sandy Grande. Michelle from Maruga. Are you here? And all the Diego Martins. Any Diego Martin people here? Let's hear you. Any Port of Spain people here? Thank you very much. I thank you. Tabakit. San Fernando West. San Fernando East, yes. Did I forget anyone? St. Joseph. Tunapuna. Labre, Victor and team. I said Toko Manzalina, Komoto. Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for being here. I know that many persons who wish to support, but they're concerned about the health and ability of myself to lead. Are you concerned? This is caused by something called the perception is reality. This is because the people against the UNC, they try to misinform you and to create a perception of what is unreal. So today I ask you, was it the UNC leader who got COVID 5 times? Was it the leader of the UNC who disappeared for over a month on a medical trip somewhere abroad? And I could tell you much more. I feel good. I feel like Hulk. I am strong and ready to take on all comers. So, don't worry about me. Let not your heart be troubled. I have made peace with my God. I have made peace with my Maker. And he says, Kamala, go brave, go strong, go with the UNC. And if you want to question my ability, I mean, you really want to. These OJT people want to question the ability of the team, UNC. I assure you, I am very able. The UNC is a democratic party. We are not a cult. Yes, we will agree or disagree on issues. That's how it should be. And so I always ask others' opinions and ideas. I believe that we should not view people who disagree with us or criticize us as enemies. Often They have our best interests at heart. So we listen and then we lead. Now some of you may say, but wait, Kamala, we have seen you drop licks on some people sometimes. That's true. And the reason for that is because of the rude and disrespectful and inappropriate manner in which they have behaved. There's a big difference between constructive criticism and insults. You agree? Big difference. And I will not let persons just insult me, my membership, my party. I will never let them insult our great party, the UNC. And if I have to drop blows to defend my party, I will do that, as every one of you should be doing. Every UNC member, we have to say, we are UNC, we are UNC, and we are proud. And so, on the other side of the coin, we must also look at our own behavior in the UNC towards others. So whilst we want respect from persons, we must also give due respect to others. I know it's not a church we are running, but sometimes we have engaged, sometimes, in insulting behavior. We should always improve. There's always room for improvement. So today, as a first step, I want to apologize to anyone who was undeservingly hurt or pained by something that I said or we said. I apologize. We are only human. I am just a woman, and a very strong woman, I'll tell you that. Hear me roar. I am woman. Hear me roar. We are strong. And so, maybe I meant it sometimes. Maybe I didn't, but the party goes how the leader goes. And I take this first step today to lead the way, that we also have to respect others with different views. But you also have to make sure that you defend your party. Because if you don't do it, who will do it? Who will do it if you come here in your great crowd, you're happy. Michelle tell me some of them tipsy already. I don't know what that means. You all know what that means? Michelle says some of them from Aruga tipsy. So you're here. I see friends shaking hands saying, how do you do? With the COVID lockdown, we were not able to meet and share. Today is a great day of sharing and celebration and love. And so, I want those not aligned to the UNC party to know that while, yes, there's great support for our party, we welcome those who would like to join us. And there are some persons here today, I will not call their name. There are some party members who have been inactive. I welcome here. They've joined us from Tunapuna Chandra Singh and his wife Anita. Please welcome them. Dave Ram Singh, and there are others in the crowd. We thank you. So the UNC is not about one person, you know. We are all human. We are not about one. This is not only about me. All that you see here was done by a collective group working together until late hours last night and weeks before. Let's give the organizing team a round of applause. The UNC is a team. So do not worry about my health or ability, because the UNC is more about all the people who are working with me to build our party and to regain government. So don't worry about me, you know. This is not a one-man show, I told you. This is not a one-woman show. It's about many men and many women together, united, to build a party to take us back into victory. So we have a team. Everyone is equally important in the UNC. Sometimes they tell me, you know, my own members tell me, Kamala, you're too nice. Because I will ask everybody for their opinion. You know, we had a vote for the president recently. I didn't have that in here, but I think I should share. We had that vote. And I asked every member of parliament to write down on a piece of paper their suggestions. Everyone, you know. When I met with Rowley that morning, when I met Mr. Rowley that morning, and he shared the name of the lady he nominated, we put it out in the MP's group immediately asking their opinions. And so I say to you, whatever happens in the darkness will come to light. You know that. The truth will always rise to the surface. And we must remain committed to the party. We must remain committed. So, this party has never been better run than it is now. Our rank and file members, our activists, our councillors, straight up to MPs and senators, they have direct access to me, The technology is so great that you can send a WhatsApp, you can send an email. How many of you got my email? I've sent out hundreds and hundreds of emails and WhatsApps over the last few days. So you can reach us. We have the MPs group, we have the senators groups, we have the groups for each constituency. So don't think you have to run out in the public place and space to get your voice. So you have an idea, you have suggestions, send it to Tim Gopi Singh. Send it to your MP, send it to your councillor, work with the members of the party, the officials of the party. So, here we are. Gone are the days where you had persons taking credit for other people's work. Today, we work together, we share together. And therefore I tell you, I remind you, we work as a team. If you want to be part of the team, you are welcome. You agree? Join us, come forward. Be man or woman, come on one and share your thoughts, share your ideas, so we can remove this wicked government from office. I tell you, the realignment of the UNC was not easy to do. It took me over 10 years to rearrange and streamline the UNC from a one-man show. And I use these words, hereditary aristocracy. That's what it was. Hereditary aristocracy. And you know what it means? Your son or your daughter, your mother, your brother, your sister, they must get seat. It took me 10 years to realign our great party to a meritocracy based on merit. That's what I've been working on. So when you hear people speaking about they wanted to help rebuild the UNC, what they're really saying is they want this hereditary aristocracy based on what? Class, caste, segregation, discrimination, and family. That's what they want. That's what they want to build. Bring back the old guard. Bring back the man and his daughter and his wife. That is not the UNC. The UNC is about the rank and file and the children of the rank and file. When you hear them speaking about the NAR take over the UNC, what they're really saying is that there is now so much diversity in the leadership of the UNC. And they want to return back to hereditary aristocracy. Ask Morilal, watch him there, strong. He knows what I'm speaking about. He's been there in the trenches. He's done it. Indar Singh, you were there. We don't ill speak the dead, or they're not so well. But we must understand where we are taking this party. Don't tell me about the black caucus in the party. I am proud with the black people in our party. We are Trinidad and Tobago. I see all the colors of the rainbow in this crowd here today. And I say, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world. Thank you, God. To take this nation forward, to have victory in elections so we can take care of our people, take care of all of Trinidad and Tobago. We need everyone. We must go forward together, hand in hand. The black, the white, the brown, the green, the yellow. Everyone must go forward together because that is Trinidad and Tobago. So naysayers, NAR take over. Naysayers say black caucus take over. Boy, I didn't even know I had a black caucus. JJ, you know about that? I discovered something. I shared this with the American ambassador last day. I left Trinidad and Tobago when I was 16 years old. It was a hard time. I went, I say education is a passport out of poverty. I went to further my education. And I was a young, happy 16-year-old. I'm walking down the street on a spring morning in London. Wow, I am actually in London. Wow. In those days, London was like the center of the world to us in the colonies. And I had a key in my hand. I'm shaking the key going down the street. And an old lady bumped into me and she was falling on the ground. And I grabbed her. And she recoiled. Do not touch me. That was the first time I discovered something called racism. And I learned then at 16 years old, if you're not white, then you're black. All are we black together. We are all one people. All one people, man. Ask Damien, be kind of half Syrian, half Jew, Portuguese. Thank you, Damien. So my party, Axie Chinese Dragon, everybody's in this party. I'm drifting from my script, but I thought I would share that with you because listen, in Trinidad and Tobago, we are one family. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter the texture of your hair. We have one heart, one purpose, one people, one family, one UNC family. You know, I used to sit at meetings of the UNC. I've shared this with some of you. I'll see the big boys. The rest of us, we were like, bring sheep, bring people. And you see them there. There's a word they use, but you know, the big boys, treating membership like sheep. The membership was only good to wave flag and clap. And I wanted and I vowed to myself that if I became leader, I would promote those who worked hard, those who toil, no matter what is your background. Under my leadership, the UNC is focused on diversity, focused on meritocracy. We have a mix of youth and competent experience. Take a Wade Mark. Give it up for Wade Mark, a stalwart from day one. A PNM fella told one of my people, our people said, you see that Wade Mark boy? Oh God. When I go to the center, I'm afraid of Wade Mark. You know why? He said Wade Mark will take a full stop or a comma and talk for 45 minutes. That's the man, Wade Mark. A stalwart. Thank you, Wade, for your experience and guidance. So hard work, proper planning, efficient execution of tasks, promotion of new talent and merit based on recognition. That is our philosophy. I have knowingly and deliberately rejected the politics of caste, the politics of class, the politics of family connections, the politics of segregation, the politics of discrimination. I've rejected dynasty politics. There is no dynasty in the UNC. I remain committed, and I ask you to work with us to remain committed to uplifting the children of the rank and file UNC membership. They have educated and qualified themselves to be the next generation of leaders in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm trying to find a napkin. Is there? Thank you all. So let's come to what is something very important. While we agree to disagree from time to time, every family has disagreements. We must remember that an ounce of loyalty is worth a pound of cleverness. An ounce of loyalty is worth a pound of cleverness. And so, I want to quote something written by one of our great stalwarts. I don't know if he's here today, Mr. Ronald Bowler. Thank you, Ronald. He stands up, he defends our party every day. I want to quote this to you. And he writes, if you work for a man, in heaven's name, work for him. Speak well of him and stand by the institution he represents. Remember, an ounce of loyalty is worth a pound of cleverness. If you must growl, condemn, and eternally find fault, why? Resign your position. Resign. And when you're on the outside, damn to your heart's content. Don't stay inside and growl and be upset. Go. Go. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Those words, Ronald writes, are written outside the office of J. Edgar Hoover. He was the first FBI director. Those words speak to loyalty. Loyalty is a prized virtue of every leader. Should be written into the UNC Constitution. Nothing keeps a party united more than the loyalty of the members. If we have the photograph of MP Khadija Amin, if you can put it on the screen, I'll be very happy, but I want to read this for you. And Ronald Bowler sent this to me, and I totally agree. The lady in the picture praying with clasped hands is Khadija Amin. She was selected to speak at the Mid-Center Mall rally in 2007. She was not chosen to be a candidate. Instead, Michaela Pandey was chosen as a candidate. She was not selected to contest the seat. Amin stayed the course and patiently and quietly. In 2010 again, she was not selected as a candidate to contest a seat. Yet again, she never protested. That year, she contested as a councillor in 2010, and eventually when we formed the government, made her the chairman of the Tunapur Corporation. In 2013, she fought the by-election against the great Jack Warner in Chaguanas West. She never faltered. She stayed loyal. In 2015, many people expected Khadija to contest a seat for the UNC, but again, she was not given a seat in 2015. Once again, she never protested. Ronald Bowler continues. Finally, in 2020, 13 years after her first public appearance, she was selected to contest the St. Augustine seat, which she won handsomely. This is an example I share with you today. And many of you sitting here can share similar stories. I can share mine. You would like me to share it? Yes, okay. I don't have it in the script, but I know it in my head. It was a very painful time of my life. So, in 1995, I was selected to contest the seat of Siparia, the great Siparia. I won the seat. And then, yes, I love you in Siparia too. Thank you. Because of Siparia, I'm here. Thank you. And so we won the seat. And then went into Parliament. Well, wow. Big heifer then, huh? Appointed what? Attorney General. You remember? Well, I was a good lawyer. I think I'm a bright lawyer, by the way. I topped the law school in my class, by the way. And so I was appointed Attorney General. Well, good Lord. What stress that was. Great work. I was happy. And I got a 10 days. You remember that? I got a 10 days. What did I do? Did I run outside and cry and condemn my party? No! I remain loyal to my party. I have never forsaken my party. And then when they appointed me some other Ministry of Legal Affairs, and you know what happened? I was a little humiliated, but that has made me stronger. I had one desk, one chair, and one secretary. One room, one desk, one chair, and one secretary outside. And you know what happened? God is so great. I always say, put your faith in the Lord. God is great. I created an entire Ministry of Legal Affairs from nothing. One desk, one chair, and one secretary. And I never, ever complained. So I'm saying, maybe I told one or two people, oh God, this is a real thing. My husband told me, and I called to tell him what was happening. He said, Kamala, get the hell out of here. Remember, Greg? I was in Parliament when the man leaned over and said, we are going to President's house. I said, what for? What for? We are going to swear in the new age. What? I went, you know. I called Greg. I said, Greg, this is what's going on. Greg said, Kamala, just get the hell out of here. Just leave those people alone. I have never forsaken my party, and I will not do it now. I will not do it. And that example I gave you with Khadija is the example of what I'm speaking about, of the hereditary aristocracy. Because that was over merit. Now Khadija sits one seat away from me in the Parliament. Give it up for Khadija, I mean. Love, loyalty, dedication and hard work. That is what Khadija and many others here bring to the UNC. And so, it's not love and loyalty to Kamala, you know. Khadija is about love and loyalty to United National Congress. She never thought she was bigger than the party. Khadija, Rudy Indar Singh, Rudy Munilal, Dave Tanku. I mean, I could quote all these people. They never think. Barry, what about Barry, man? Give it up for Barry, Peppermouth. Arnold Ram, Ravi Rati Ram. So many MPs we have, senators. They never thought they were bigger than your great party. And so they have stories they will tell you. When they were bypassed, but they never sit down and cry. What did they do? They put their shoulders to the wheel. They went forward for their great party to bring victory. So we faced our disappointments. We always remembered our pain and hurt as nothing. Your personal pain and hurt in the politics is nothing compared to what some of our membership are facing in their day-to-day lives. Their pain is greater than any slight that you may feel. The suffering in this country now, that is what is important. And we must band together to remove this wicked government and bring back good governance. The rank and file of the membership always must come first. Our membership was born out of people who ate salt and rice. You remember that? I hope you remember that, no? Salt and rice. Your parents will say, we go eat salt and rice. Not true? Or we'll eat nothing to feed you and send you to school. That's what they did. That, dal and rice. Well, you're lucky you get dal. Mar and rice. Okay, yes. Mar and rice. Agreed. Mar and rice. But because some of our parents were farmers, forefathers were farmers, we had a little bhaji on the side sometimes. A tomato. And so we survived. I want you to remember, our membership came out of parents who drank water from the spring. I want you to remember sometimes they ate one meal for the day to sacrifice, to send us to school, in what they call cow sheds. You remember that? These are not racist statements, no. These are the facts. This is the history of Trinidad and Tobago. And so we knew that's where we came from. We knew that our hurt was nothing compared to the sacrifices that our forefathers made. Whether it was in the cane fields, whether it was in the rice fields, whether it was in the oil fields, wherever it was, they sacrificed for us. And so we have a duty to them as we go forward. I want silence. I want silence. I want every one of you here to think, please, about your mother, your father, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. Remember the suffering of the older generations from slavery through indentureship. Remember it. You must remember that, because those who forget their history are doomed to repeat their mistakes of history. Remember that. And of our membership, what you went through, what they went through, those older generations went through all that suffering. As I said, in the rice fields, the cane fields, the oil fields, and some in no field at all. Nowhere, no place, no space. Remember that. Remember that. And they did that to send us to school. We were treated with scorn by the government of the day, and today we are still treated with scorn by the government of the day. They laughed at our forebears. They laughed at them. They laughed at them fetching water with a box cart, lighting a flambeau in the night, no health care, one suit of clothes to go out, if you're lucky. They had to walk or ride on a bicycle for miles to get to any government service, in the sun and the rain, to get any type of government service. You all remember those days? If you don't ask your parents and your grandparents if they're still alive, those forebears were objects of ridicule in this country for years, and some of us forget that. I know it. I saw it. I mentioned Munilal again because he came from the same place and space. And Dar Singh, I mentioned him. I'm not selecting these people for a reason, but it's for a reason. It's a good reason. Look, Smalley sitting, you went through that too. Yes, Smalley. Michelle Shouter Baptist, what? Looked down, ridiculed. You had no space or place in this country. So many of you here, your parents, your forebears, had no space or place. And so, our parents, our forebears, they fought to educate their children. They battled the worst forms of discrimination to ensure that we got our rightful place as equal citizens in our country, that our ancestors built through chains of oppression from slavery down into denticship. Do not forget that. That is why I say, when some bash our party and bash you for being UNC, when they try to demean you and laugh at you and embarrass you for your history and culture, as some of the bravest patriots in our history, I want you to tell them, you are UNC, we are UNC, and we are proud, UNC and proud. So, if the UNC rank and file gave you 5 years, some of them get 5 years, you know. Some get 10, some got 20 years at the top, and now you are not there. Please do not disrespect and insult the membership and leadership who are now in the UNC. Don't do it. You had your turn. Give others a chance. And if you say, Kamala, give others a chance, they will get the chance when they face me in free and fair elections to run the UNC. So please, just say thank you. Just say I love you. And I ask, how can I help the next batch of premier leaders, promoted leaders? Your hurt personally is nothing compared to what our older generations went through. And some are still going through now as we speak today. So there's much more I can say. If you give me a few minutes more, do I have a few minutes more? I thank you. I'm watching the clock. I have not run out of time yet, so, but thank you anyway. If you are sitting in this crowd, I want you to know, if not you, one day, if not you, one day, your son and daughter, if they qualify themselves and work hard, may be up here standing in my place because of the changes I've made to our party. So this is not like the other party where you could buy a seat. You know the other party, people buying a seat. You cannot get your father to buy air conditioning units to abolish your house. You can't get your father, like in the other party, to buy air conditioning units for the party headquarters and then feel a sockeye to get a seat in the parliament. Sockeye. I said sockeye to get a seat in the parliament because your father buying air conditioning units for abolishing house. That's not happening in the UNC. That will not happen in the UNC. When you look at the other party, the hereditary aristocracy is in full control. Watch it, you know. No merit. You become president. Why? Because, see, dynasty is there. Stretching way back from the bowels, from the foreparents. PNM, 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 till you're dead. PNM. That aristocracy, not in the UNC. No merit. You get a seat in parliament for air conditioning units. No merit, you drop in from the top. No merit, you collect $23 million in rent. True or not true? No merit, your brother get billions in finance contracts. That's the other party, not the UNC. No merit, your family collecting all the contracts, the work contracts. That's the other party. Rank and file members of our great party. You are in a class of your own. The rank and file members of the other party, they have no say. They're frustrated. They toil and work. But this aristocracy, mafia, you could call them that, they reap the benefits. All the benefits. And so what rank and file members get from the other party, what we get from them then? High crime. Over 50 murders, man. We don't even have 50 days yet in the year. High crime. Poor services. High bills. And the leader always insulting everybody. I saw a minister in the parliament, Dr. Bogodo, brought a motion, where is he? Motion on health care. And you all know it, you face it every day. The poor state of health care under this government. And a minister gets up in the parliament to reply to Dr. Bogodo's motion and started calling people's names. You all remember that in parliament? I objected, but as usual, overruled. Calling the names of persons who access health care. What was it for, remind me? Imaging? Heart, cardiology, heart issues. Scans for the heart. Calling people's name. So I stood up and I said, you cannot use people's private medical condition in the public, in the parliament, man. He accessed this through the records, the health records. So listen, guys, if your wife reaches in a hospital, careful name calling in the parliament, you know. They are totally out of order in every way, breaching every civil and human rights in this country. So, when you look at them, they're in full control. Members of that party, they get no benefits. And as I say, poor services, poor healthcare, poor education. Every single sector in our country has collapsed. But unfortunately, everyone else is suffering. Not just their own rank and file, everyone else. So I want to share with you my way as we go forward. Greet the day with love. Greet the day with love, not with hate in your heart. These people are they'll get ulcers and heart attacks very soon. Love. Love is the answer. I'm not going to waste my time today defending myself against detractors. You have to do that. When the vast majority of the UNC members support me, neither will I use my time to try to hurt anyone either. I want to read a few excerpts from a book called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And this is my answer to all of you, and which I share and ask you to trump and follow suit. I quote, I will greet this day with love in my heart, for this is the greatest secret of success in all ventures. Muster can split a shield and even destroy life, but only the unseen power of love can open the hearts of men. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I act? I will love all manner of men, for each has qualities to be admired, even though they be hidden. With love I will tear down the wall of suspicion and hate, which they have built round their hearts. And in this place will I build bridges, so that my love may enter their souls. I will greet this day with love in my heart. But how will I react to the actions of others? And I say, with love. You just have love as a weapon to open the hearts of men and women. Love is also a shield to repulse the arrows of hate and despairs of anger. Adversity and discouragement will beat against my new shield and become as the softest rain. So never must we allow our hearts to become small and bitter. Rather, we must share it and it will grow and warm the earth. And so I ask you, let us greet this day with love in our hearts. Henceforth with love, all mankind. I will greet this day with what? With love in my heart. And we will succeed. I love you all. I love you all. I hope you eventually find some peace and happiness in your lives. I encourage all of you to return and build to promote others. You are already given the opportunity by the membership at the top. Now it's time to give back to new leaders. Have some gratitude and grace towards the new leaders of the UNC, who the membership democratically elected, because they supported you when you weren't up. So you can contact Tim, JJ, any one of the MPs, councillors, contact them. Arrange a meeting if you wish. You have ideas to bring them forward. I want to hail another stalwart who has never wavered. His name is Joseph Tony, attorney at law. And he's here today. He's been a stalwart in Toko Sadi Grande there. Great stalwart, fighting this wicked government. So what is our general direction going forward? This is it. My time here is to generally outline some direction the way forward for the rest of the year. First, all our efforts must now be spent on attracting new members and converting votes over the next 2 years. Potential members don't want to see anger and dissent. They want to see professionalism. They want to see vision. They want to see unity. Once you hold a UNC member's card, you have a say, but you must put in the work. And even if you have a different opinion, you will not be castigated or silenced. You must be respectful and abandon your destructive behavior. In the UNC, there's independence of thought and action. And while majority opinion rules, we also consider other opinions. The second way forward, there are persons who want to help TNT, but they may not want to join a political party for whatever reason. However, they can vote. And there are many persons who have ideas, they have expertise, they have training, they have an interest in helping. And so we have to find that expertise, bring them in behind closed or open doors everywhere. We must open our doors of the party to give these non-aligned people a voice. The party has been doing this over the last several months. This is why we go forward and continue with this exercise. Today, I want to recommit to building the broadest and widest working group of persons, UNC and non-UNC, to take Trinidad and Tobago forward, whether it be this year in the local government elections or whenever the general is called. I ask you, when you leave today, the headline must be that we will form a union with every segment of society that have been decimated and ignored by the government. Women, children, teachers, TTPS, security services, prisoners, prisoner officers, fishermen, small and micro enterprise, farmers, young professionals, persons below the poverty line, LGBT persons, middle class transport workers, NGOs, culture and arts workers, Tobago, unemployed persons, public sector workers, former workers of the energy sector, and also members of our diaspora abroad. They fled TNT to look for a better life. So all these and many more, we will form a union as partners to rescue Trinidad and Tobago under the banner of the UNC. Thirdly, I make a call for disaffected, politically minded persons to consider the UNC as the best home for them to join, rather than feeling the need to create multiple small opposition parties which will go nowhere. I know you all want a better TNT. There is a place for you in the UNC, a place for all of you. If you want to keep your identity, so be it. I have no issue with that. But we must have discourse and work together to rescue TNT. We are already engaged in speaking to members of smaller parties. We must put aside egos and differences and begin serious and respectful discussions. I am immediately drawing a red line to any third party. Whilst I open the doors, extend an olive branch, I draw a red line to any third party. If you want to work with us, or you want to have any type of arrangement, I will not tolerate abuse of the UNC membership. I will not. Likewise, the UNC membership must also be respectful to the membership and leadership of the smaller parties that wish to speak with us and work with us. The UNC has momentum. We have a base, we have resources, and aligns with what the smaller parties also want. They want the PNM out, isn't that true? That's what they want. Let's form a union and together let's get this wicked government out of office. We want a more progressive. We want a safer country. We want your time and expertise. We also know that you want to be treated fairly, and we accept that. Continue talking with us. Don't throw away your efforts in the wilderness. Fourthly, we have already developed and will soon launch a first-time voter outreach program. Very important, members. We have to reach out to the young ones who will be voting for the first time in the next election. Voter outreach program for new voters, which will educate them on the importance of voting and why their first time must be worth something. We must show that we are worthy of their first vote. So you see, more than a party, the UNC is a spirit of resistance, a spirit of freedom, a spirit of equality, a spirit of justice, a spirit of unity, a spirit of hope and faith. It is a spirit that has lived in our poor, marginalized ancestors who were shunned by the elite, but who were never allowed to be themselves, and they never allowed themselves to fall by the wayside. And so we must show to the first-time voters what we stand for in Trinidad and Tobago. So I see the UNC as a beacon of hope. I see the UNC as a beacon of hope. Do you see the UNC as a beacon to light the way? We remain the beacon of hope in a time of darkness. We remain the hope against dictatorship. We remain the hope against tyranny. And when the UNC or the UNC and others form the next government, I assure you, the sun will rise to dispel the darkness. We have a clear and comprehensive vision for the future. We will focus on our children's future. We'll make education a major priority once again. We have the solution and the willpower to combat violent crime. Remember always, whenever the UNC is in government, serious crimes go down. When the other party is in power, spirals goes out of control. We will work to restore peace to our land once again. The UNC has a strong economic transformation plan to grow the economy, to alleviate poverty. Now, we must open our doors and ears and listen. The voices of non-aligned persons, smaller entities, and our inactive members. We must give them a space with us because they have none in the other party. They also have ideas, and if combined, put together, we can together transform Trinidad and Tobago. I want to thank you for letting me serve. I look around here today, I told you what a wonderful world. And as I say, I see all the colors of the rainbow, what a wonderful world. We say thank you all. I am filled with joy, but most of all, I am filled with hope. Just look around here today. Have no doubt. Have no doubt whatsoever. I have none. I know we will form the next government. So lift your hand and join hands with me as we go forward to victory, to form the next government. Look, I can feel that victory. I can taste that victory. I can smell that victory. Can you feel it? Yes, you can. Yes, we can. Because victory is ours for the taking. And those of you who will not come forward, as I said, get thee behind me, Satan. Let the righteous come forward, hand in hand, to secure a victory. We are a family. As all families, I say, we may disagree. However, I know at the end of the day, we are all one family and one united party. Together, we have faced many challenges. But I have faith that with your support and dedication, the UNC can continue to strive for progress and prosperity for all. I am honored and thank you for electing me to be your leader. I am committed to working tirelessly to ensure that our voters are heard and our nation is moving in the right direction. In the last week, many of you have sent me messages, WhatsApps, text messages, emails, congratulated me on the anniversary of being the leader of this great party. I want to thank you so much for all your messages, every one of you. And assure you, I cannot continue. I will not continue without you. Everywhere I go, I take you with me in my heart. I want you to know that never a day in these blessed years have I seen myself as your leader alone, but I've also seen myself as your friend and, most important, defender, fighting for a better nation, where you all will not only find an equal place, but also find equal opportunities for a better tomorrow. Years ago, you know, when I stood to become your leader, it is because I spent time with you in the political trenches. And I wanted to take your hands and carry us all to a better state of national affairs. Many sitting here will remember that. I was not on the stage. I was not in the back room. I was in the crowd. Kuvasol will remember that. Anna Ram, Ravi Rati Ram, Tanku, everyone here. We were out in the trenches. And so what is one thing we must do again? We have to get back in the trenches amongst the people and the membership. Years ago, as I stood for your leader, the young girl who has to do homework without electricity, the young boy has to go to school without a meal, the father who could not find a job, the mother who cries herself to sleep because she doesn't have a safe place to call home. Those are the persons I stood with, every man, every woman, every child, to get a better way of life. Today I recommit to continue working with you and for you. And I know this and I feel it because I was a young girl from Superior who walked to school barefoot. I know what it is for those who are in need and need help. Many of us have that background. And so what we give to those who are in need. UNC family, as I look on you, I can tell you that I have never seen a scene, a place, a face more beautiful. You are here again, representing all colors of the rainbow that is TNT. Finally, as I thank you again, we must feel proud. You must feel proud. You must feel proud. We say we are UNC and we are proud. We are proud. We are proud. Because so much has been done. But you guess what? Tim, we have so much more to do. So much more. Today I ask you to be proud. We are the party of jobs. No other party, and I'll remember, created so many jobs than we did in one single term in office. We're proud because we are the party to fight for children. Each child had a laptop, you'll remember that. Some of those children still have the laptops. We had the Children's Life Fund. We built the Children's Hospital. We are the party of low taxes and economic growth. Under our party, not a single new tax was introduced. Remember that? Not one new tax. And we did all of that. And we got billions in FDI. We are a party working for the working class. We settled in nursing how many? The wage negotiations over 143 wage negotiations. This government has settled nothing near to that. We are for the working class. We increased GATE. We increased tech work training. We increased the social safety net. We are the party to protect business and entrepreneurship. So, look, let not your heart be troubled. I could go on. Anil does it well. He's a rapido. He goes on and on. All the things we have done. I tell you, we can boast as the only political party which gives a voice and representation to the youth and the young people. Nicholas Morris will attest to that. I see Rishi's here, Trapati, as well. Happy to see you. As I conclude, let us always know that as a party, we must show that we cannot be separated in interest and divided in purpose. Stand united. Now is the time to unite and to build. I ask of you, let us leave here today committed to the task of working together to make life worthwhile for mother, father, man, woman, and child, everyone. Let us leave committed to the great founding promise of UNC, a promise we'll always remember. In times of destruction and evil, always remember, no retreat, no surrender. No retreat, no surrender. Stand tall, stand proud, we will fight. Today, as you would have heard, a very strong party is working well. The arms and institutions are functioning. We have embarked on a continuous mandate to bring all together. Our fight is not over. Remember that. Today I commit to you, our battle for you is not finished. Today I tell you, Team UNC is here to fight for you. My name is Kamla Prasad Bisesa, and I am UNC, and I am proud. And if I may take some words from the great Patrice Roberts, I am not here for drama, but better days are coming under the UNC. I am not here for drama. No retreat!